Christy says A or B. A, sell a 2-bed, 2-bath, 2-garage block of apartments in St. Lucia? And buy a slightly bigger 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-garage house in Mount Gravatt, Salisbury. B, keep an apartment in St. Lucia, rent it to students and buy a townhouse in Mount Gravatt, Salisbury if we can't find one. Plot twist. The apartment garage floods when the Brisbane River floods.
Which is often enough.
Yeah, wow. Is that a common thing, the flooding?
Yes, yeah, it has been in Brisbane, and a lot of people are wary of that, and everyone's mindset's different around that. I was saying to someone the other day, if we excluded buying in flood and bushfire zones in Australia, a lot of the East Coast would be no-go zones.
Yeah,
and they're some of the best blue chip property in the country. So we've got to have an appetite that allows us to sleep at night. But in saying that, there's certain suburbs in Brisbane that back onto the river that have had a couple of periods where they're flooded, right? 2011 was a major one.
Yeah.
So it's really, I think that's an issue, because if it's an issue for you, it becomes an issue for the next person. Now, the next person might not be fussed about it and just deal with it. I know someone on the coast who's dealt with floods 5 times and they're owner-occupier, and just that's just the way of life. They want to live there. So it's wild, isn't it? So, yeah, that's again, it's scenarios where we say we probably need more information, but the 2-bed, 2-bath, 2-garage in a block of 7 in St. Lucia, which is in Brisbane, generally speaking, 2-bed, 2-bath give us options. It allows 2 people to live there. It allows 2 singles. It allows a couple with a child or even 2 young ones. There's a few options there, and it's a great suburb. A bigger 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-garage in Mount Gravatt, we're going a little bit further out, or Salisbury, versus keeping an apartment in St. Lucia, which is the one that they've got, renting to students and buying a townhouse. Is there much of a difference? Like that's I suppose the difference is, can we handle holding that asset as well as upgrading to the townhouse? And are we going to live in that townhouse, or is it going to be an investment? The flood thing, one thing I look at with floods is the insurance.
Yeah.
What's the insurance policy on this property? And if it's $8,000, then that's a bit nasty.
Yeah.
On that basis, it's a proceed with caution, isn't it, when you see insurance policies that high?
Just while you're talking about the insurance, I have been encouraging people more than ever to get a quote on the insurance before they negotiate on a property.
Yep.
Because there is such a big variance in the insurances now. I think that people need to understand what the insurance cost is before they actually buy a property.
And big variances within companies on the same property too. Like a lot of the mainstream insurers, and they're probably listening in because they would, right? They are quite expensive, whereas you go to the investment-specific insurers and you find that they are a lot more competitive.
Yeah.
So don't just go to your insurer, go to 4, 5, 6 others, or even get a broker involved in that space as well, which is cool. All right, so back to the question, what are we doing? Are we holding the property? Because everyone says we hold property over the next 100 years and it all goes up together and we celebrate at the end of it. But it doesn't always work out that way. We sometimes need to sell, both because we're fearful of the existing property we've got, which sounds though Christy is, as well as a cash flow thing. I'm saying generally, if cash flow wise we can hold both of them, why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Unless we've had like building issues, it's flooding every 2 minutes and it's just giving us too much stress that it keeps us awake at night. Not worth it. Move on.
Yeah.
I'm heading towards option B, but with a caveat on what St. Lucia is giving you in terms of grief.
Yeah. And if you can buy the other, if you can do the two, would you do it?
Yeah. If you could hold both, absolutely you would. I think, but And especially in Brisbane, again, we talk about in the first question the difference between the unit and house sort of prices. The vacancies are so low in all of those inner city suburbs in Brisbane, but also development is taking years. Right, it's slowing down through council and services and everything. So the actual, and I was looking at some forecasting for the next sort of 3-4 years the other day for Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne, and the forecasts of dwellings coming out of the ground aren't massive, which means we're going to have an undersupply for a good period to come.
It's been a very common theme lately.
It has, hasn't it? It's not going to change, is what I'm seeing.